Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Alrighty.
Hi.
Oh, okay, that's Caroline in the background. Today I'm going to be working on a new animation. I'm going to try to get it done soon, but I basically just wrapped up episode 14 of Interface, and that one was actually a lot of work because some of the shots took forever. I need to kind of try to go back to working a little bit more efficiently because, like, for instance, that accordion shot took me like 2.5 days, and it's only in the animation for like 2 seconds. So
Oh, it's pretty efficient. So.
it's not very. Anyways, so one more thing I wanted to show you guys before I get started is I got these CDs shipping from not Bandcamp, from Teespring now. So if you look in the description, I got a link there, and they're 25% off for this week. So if you guys are interested in getting these things, I need to sell them. Basically, I got too many of them. So they're pretty cheap, actually. Now with 25% off, you can get them on Teespring, and they're shipping out of the US. So if you're in the US, it should show up quicker than usual because usually they come from Canada. But so those are that. And they're actually they're not burned, they're pressed CDs, which means they work everywhere, including like old cars and old radios and stuff, because there's different types of ways you can make CDs, and I opted for the more expensive one because that, you know, burning discs doesn't last as long either. But anyway, let's go back to Photoshop here. I gotta put my headphones on, hold on. Okay. So, yeah, so I have listened through one of the last speeches that Mark Zuckerberg made, and I have gone through about 2 hours worth of dialogue and have made something that's pretty funny. And I'm not going to play it because obviously that will ruin the joke, but basically he's going to be wearing a VR set, and he's going to be like touching people inappropriately in virtual space. I have this VR set up so that it like is connected to his nipples, and you can, I got a little simple animation right now where you can see the lights on his nipples indicating that it's stimulating them. So that's what I did really quickly before I got started, and I'm going to be like loading in digital assets like it's the Matrix, because it's Zuckerberg's like on in VR space. It's gonna be like the Matrix, like it's all white, and I think it's just gonna be loading in like really stupid shit, like probably like a wall of urinals or something. So yeah, I don't.
Okay.
He's gonna be talking about like you can load up anything you want, any intimate space, and it just loads up a wall of thousands of urinals. Or something like that, or like of the women's bathroom times like 100 or something. I don't know, it's just something stupid. So if you guys have any funny ideas, let me know in the comments, and maybe I will include that in the animation. Man, listening to Mark Zuckerberg talk about his company is like so mind-numbing, man. Did you hear about his new like cryptocurrency he's making? It's like, I don't know if you guys seen that show.
Are you drumming on yourself?
No, I'm drumming on my seat. Have you guys seen that show Silicon Valley? It's almost like he's doing exactly the script of that show, where they make a cryptocurrency I don't know why anyone would trust Mark Zuckerberg with a cryptocurrency, like investing in that. So I basically got an email saying that I was blocked from Facebook unless I send them a government-issued ID to them. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to be using Facebook anymore because there's no way I'm sending him ID cards. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So...
After a speech about privacy.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. His whole speech is about privacy, so that's kind of what inspired me to make his virtual reality nipple video animation, because I think it's necessary. Anyway, so that's that. So now I'm just gonna be like drawing like toilets and stuff. I gotta load up the background though. So let's see here. ZUCC wide BG. Oh yeah, so I got like a. Yeah, I got the background there. Okay. Usually what I do is I just like copy, just so I have an idea of where the things are in space. Like he'll probably be standing there. I'll probably have to make a what do you call it, a shadow? But I'll do that in After Effects, probably. Because what happens when I do the shadow is I'll just do something like this. I'll duplicate the layer, and then what I'll do is like do something like color overlay, like that, and then I will do a perspective, or maybe not perspective. Maybe I'll do distort because it gives more control. I would do something like this, basically. And the reason why I do that is so that when I animate his arms and stuff, if I choose to, his shadow will also like auto animate. And of course I'd put like a matte in front of the F there so that it doesn't show. And maybe I might do a different version of the shadow that's upright because it's against the F. But anyway, that's the gist of that. So Michael Jones, the ZUCC versus Umami 2, the ZUCCing. Hey, Michael Jones, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. What are you guys saying here? For the greater good. Hey, Nick Dickham, I know, man, I should be taking a break. I'm actually taking a break next week when I'm kind of going back home, so when we visit my family and stuff. So I want to work as much as I can before I leave, and then I'm gonna have like my time off. I have been taking a break actually. When I finished that last episode, it was about 5 or 6 days ago, and I kind of just uploaded it early access on Patreon and took a few days off. But it's like 100 degrees outside, so I have nothing else to do really, and I got the AC on, so.
Your stream is tagged as outdoors, by the way. Like, there's like cache leftovers from me using the computer.
Well, I don't know how to fix that, so.
I do, but I can't do it because I have to log into it.
It doesn't really matter.
Alright, you're outdoors, I guess.
Okay, what else is going on here? So, yeah, I need to take a break, but it will be like after next week. Because basically what's happening on Monday is I'm getting all the vinyls finally from the pressing company. And I'm shipping them all out next week. So if you ordered a vinyl, they're coming soon. And I've been waiting on those for like 14 weeks, so hopefully they, yeah. Anyways, okay, I'm going to draw a toilet now. I need to get a reference image here. I don't really need a reference image. I mean, I know how to draw it.
You don't know what a toilet looks like?
I guess I don't need a reference image. That's kind of dumb.
Let's see you freehand the toilet.
Should it be urinals or a toilet? I mean, if it's a toilet, then I don't have to draw a wall.
It should be a scummy toilet.
A scummy one?
Yeah, you know. That little, like, ripples.
Why would he load up a scummy toilet?
Because
He has all the toilet options.
it's aromatic.
Okay, I have to save this again as a different file. Captain Bongwater hanging the vinyl on the wall. That's cool, man. Yeah, so with episode 14, it was a collaboration with the Minute Hour. I don't know if you heard of him, but he has a YouTube channel where he does kind of like it's kind of like a radio play, I guess, because there's not really, but sometimes he has visuals, and sometimes he works with another guy named Drew. I can't remember his last name right now, but you can check the description in his animated videos. And he's an animator that he does some pretty crazy rotoscoping and like really animated arms and legs and dancing and that sort of thing. And really funny. And when I was working with the Minute Hour, I basically kind of gave him the idea of the episode, and he came up with a lot of the writing, and I bounced it back and forth between us. And he did such an amazing job. Like, I feel like he's got a real good thing going with voice acting in particular. Like, he did a really nice job. So, like, crazy. His neighbors must think he's like a crazy guy because he just screams in his recording booth. I think he does it in his apartment or his house or whatever. So, Drew Langlois, I think that's it, right? Yeah, Drew Langlois. I think Drew's also Canadian. But I think I looked that up. I thought he was Canadian. John Ryder. Hey man, thank you very much for that, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, so, okay, and okay. Now I'm going to draw a toilet. So I'm just talking here, but should change this workspace to draw mode. Actually, it's kind of difficult for me to draw because there's not really much reference images in terms of, like, there's no perspective lines here, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of making it up. We'll see how it goes. This toilet might be a little large right now. I can just scale it down later. Oh, Jesus. You know, I might just use the reference images because, like,
come on.
It's gonna be all fucked up.
No, it's fine. It's fine so far.
Okay. Oh, I'm drawing on the wrong layer too, so I gotta start over.
You're drawing over your man.
Oh, jeez. KOS, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Kedoshi? What's that kind of name? Is it too late to become an animator / motion graphic artist at 29 years old? Kedoshi, I'm 29, right? I'm 29. I just started last year, really. I mean, if you look at my first animation, You're
28 for the next 30 days.
Let me just show you something. Okay. I don't think it's too late. You can start when you're 70 years old. It doesn't really matter, man. The thing is that you have to be consistent and you just have to stick with it, though. And let me just see here. I mean, I did have some background in art before doing these animations, but I follow a lot of channels where it's clear that their drawing skills isn't up the best, but it actually makes the animations better, I find, because they're just like inherently funny to look at. Let me just see here. Bonus videos. Can't find anything. Okay. Okay, so this, you guys have all seen this, but this, I did this about a year and a half ago. That was what I started with. And it looks like a 3-year-old drew it. So there's no reason why you can't start animating now. You know, it's just about the sense of humor you have, and if people are relating with it, you can do well. And with YouTube, it's a lot different than going a more traditional route. Okay, there's no barriers to entry, so there's nothing preventing you from just making something and uploading it and seeing what people have to say about it. I don't think it's too late. I think in the future, it's going to be a lot easier for people to be creative and in their own sort of way, you know.
That's a beautiful drawing. Where thought you go?
What happened to my chat here? I can't see anything. What advice would you give a young person who wants to become an animator? Well, basically just what I said. I mean, the only thing you can really do is to just make stuff all the time, whenever you have, you know, not all the time, like, you don't kill yourself over it, but, you know, make something once in a while, right, and upload it to the internet. And try to make something that looks unique, you know, because I find that a lot of animation these days kind of looks the same, especially stuff that's on television or Netflix, and I really don't like that. So I think there's like an untapped market of weird looking animation that's kind of in its own style, and so that's what I would suggest for someone who's young. Try to make something that looks like your own style. Okay, now I've been sitting here for like 30 minutes. I still haven't drawn a toilet, so let me try this again here. I'm just holding down the shift button on the stylus here, and it makes the lines straight. I can always like fix the perspective afterwards. I'm just going to freehand this toilet, and then we're going to compare it to a real one. I feel like the bowl is like not circular enough. Okay, that looks alright, I think. Honestly, it's weird. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's not so bad. This is more like a modern looking toilet, I guess. Manji Nemesis. All the music I make, I release it under the name Hex System, and the reason why is because I've been making music for a lot longer than I've been making animations, and that was kind of the name I went with back in the day. And I kind of thought maybe I should start over and change everything to Umami so that so it's not confusing. But I don't know. It's just like whatever. Who cares? Like if someone likes the music, they'll find it. They'll know the difference and they'll look it up. So that's why it's called Hex System. And when I was making music for the past 9-10 years, it wasn't really like, no one really listened to it. It wasn't very popular until I started making these animations. So part of the reason why I started doing these animations was to use my music and kind of promote them sort of on its own, because, you know, uploading something to Bandcamp without a following is like, you get maybe like 8 plays or something, like, you know. And so if you make music, I think a good way to promote yourself is to make animations using the music. Because I thought about it and I was thinking, every time I listen to a new composer or something like that, it's because of a movie I saw and I liked the music and I looked it up after the fact, or a video game that I played and I liked the music and then I looked it up after the fact. It was always like that. I never like looked out for music initially, because there's so much of it, it's hard to find the good stuff, and then you like, I don't know. Pointer Need Holt. What did you do before you started Interface? Before that, before I started drawing these animations, I was working on documentaries, kind of like How It's Made videos with Carolina, and also doing corporate videos for companies in Montreal. Like, I worked on a few trailers for video games, I guess. I work with this guy that works with the video game companies here, and he used to hire me a lot to edit his promo videos for video games. Like, they would do stuff like interview the actors or whatever, or they would film behind the scenes, like on their motion capture stage or whatever, and I'd go with him and film it, and then we'd just like edit the videos. So that was kind of fun. But I don't do that so much anymore. I pretty much just do these animations now, because the guy I used to work with, he's an actor, or he's trying to be more of an actor, and he's working on a stage play in Toronto now.
Did you ever tell you what day it is?
I could look it up if I wanted to. It's on the internet. Was Stereochroma part of that, or is it a personal project? So Stereochroma is like, it's just the name of, it's basically Carolina and I. It's like we have to register a company in Quebec in order to like do freelance work, so we just called Stereochroma. So that's where we did all the documentaries on. And then after a while, it was getting hard to find companies like subjects to do documentaries, because those videos were really expensive to like film, and sometimes we wouldn't make our money back off of YouTube.
You didn't stop doing that. It didn't sound like you stopped.
We haven't stopped doing it. We're still doing it, actually. We got a video in August. It's just that it's not as much as we used to. It was 1 year that we did like 6 videos up. Okay. But now I'm just doing these I'm working on these animations pretty much full time now, so I spend a little bit every day, or try to at least do something. It looks okay. It looks a little bit like incorrect though. There's something about this toilet.
It's missing some tubes in the back.
Yeah, it's missing tubes. It's also too wide on this side, I think.
Yeah, that's for a wide poop.
Speaking of video games, Flappy Bird, like where Mischief is trying to be a bird, would be hilarious. Hey man, that's an excellent idea. I should do something like that with someone. It's not too difficult to program, I don't think, is it? You guys hear the story about that Flappy Bird game? The creator pulled it down because people were breaking their phones. But while that was happening, he was making something like $60,000 a day off of ads. That is crazy, man. Like, people were like bullying him on Twitter or whatever, I think, because they're like, my son broke his phone from playing Flappy Bird. It's crazy, man. That was a weird story. If you look up the history of that game, anyway. Have you ever heard of Madness Combat? It's a series of animated Flash that started on Newgrounds. Madness Combat. Is that the one where like everyone kind of has like a face with an X on it? Like this? I think I might have seen something like that. I do go to Newgrounds once in a while. I don't check it very often, but I upload all the interface episodes to Newgrounds now, so. How many episodes am I planning on doing? I'm planning on doing it until it gets boring to me, I guess, or I'm planning on doing it until the story kind of runs its course, which I have at least, you know, a season 2 worth of seasons in my head and episodes in my head. So at least 24 episodes, and after that, who knows? I don't know how long it will go on, honestly. You guys ever watch that web series, The Big Les Show? He did something like 6 seasons before he stopped, and I think interface is similar to The Big Les Show in terms of episode length, I guess, and well, not so much actually. Towards the end, his episodes got longer, like around 9 minutes long, and they're really dialogue heavy. Well, some of them some of them are like an hour long. So mine aren't so dialogue heavy, so they're not. It's hard to extend an episode that long, but I don't think I'll even do like 10-minute episodes. It seems too much for me. Because I try to get one done at least every month and a half or so, with bonus episodes in between. Okay. This toilet looks a little bit better now. There's something still wrong about it though. Maybe this thing? It's kind of hard to draw because it's a toilet has like ceramic curvature. You know what I mean?
Fine to me. They're supposed to be more efficient.
What do you mean more efficient?
Well, you know, finesse a toilet for a million years.
Well, the thing is, there's going to be 1,000 toilets in this room, and so they have to look.
So your template toilet has to be perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
I like how the pipes are just going to be connected to nothing.
It's fine.
Is it fine? Maybe they'll connect to the ground. They'll connect to the ground so that.
It's a virtual ZUCC world where his poops just kind of just disappear.
I'll just have it like that, I guess. Did you guys see Toy Story 4 yet? I actually really enjoyed that. You know, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, because fourth, you know, every time there's like a 4th movie of something, you're kind of like, okay. But it was really good. I liked it. I have yet to see it. Okay, well, I'm not going to say anything about it then, because I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
Don't ruin it.
Just that it's worth seeing, in my opinion. So. Okay, there's my... I don't really like how those pipes look.
Why do you need so many pipes?
I just need one pipe. Right? But yeah, but there's one pipe for the water input, and then there's another pipe for, like, the waste.
Yeah, it goes from the bottom of the toilet.
Yeah, it goes like this, right?
Hold on, I'm waiting for it to load. Yeah,
Something like that.
Like general ceramic shape. You're like finessing little pipes.
Only the finest for Zuckerberg. Okay. Whatever, it looks fine. One pipe must be way thicker. Yeah, there's like this pipe down here, I think, has to be thicker. I think.
Yeah, the tool pipe.
And this one, I'm going to change it. Just make it closer. There we go. Okay. I think that's whatever. That looks fine, I guess. Okay, now I can color it. I guess it needs to be probably... Oops. Start with that color and probably like kind of whitish reflections maybe. The lighting is coming down at this angle, as you can see from his shirt and the way... Well, actually the shadow too. So his shirt's actually a little bit incorrect. The lighting is more like down like that, I guess. So this side of the toilet would have reflections. And this side of the bowl would have a reflection, I think. Maybe a little bit up here. I don't know. I think it would be better if his toilet wasn't gray, but it was like that kind of like nasty tan color that you see some toilets. Yeah.
Ceramic eggshell color?
Yeah, you know, like the color they used to make computers?
Yeah.
And I'll change the highlight to be that. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Now it looks like a Windows 95 toilet. And I put the flusher on this side. I don't know what the... Yeah, the flusher is... Okay. Give it a nice brown handle. That side cistern needs a lid, my dude. You're right, man. I didn't even draw a lid. What's going on?
You're missing a flush handle and a lid.
I got the flush handle. I just need to draw a lid now. Oh shit. Okay. Let me see here. Maybe I'll like put the lid on a different layer so that I can like...
You need to move the lid?
Yeah. So the inside of his toilet bowl is going to be like... Ugh.
The toilet has no top lid either.
Okay, what it's usually like a gray color, right?
What?
Is it usually gray like that? Gray?
Your lid?
Yeah, like the top part of the bowl?
Your lid's usually the same color as your toilet.
Okay.
Ew. I'm helping.
In before lids. Don't include the lid, leave it as it is, like some kind of dirty truck stop toilet without a lid. That's funny. Okay, well, I'll put the lid, like I'll draw a lid, but then I'll just like, maybe I'll have them like virtually remove the lid, because that's when I do this thing, like people think like people and objects are kind of gonna just show up like in this white space. It's gonna be like because it's virtual, right? So maybe he'll have to imagine a lid or something. I don't know. We can get rid of it later. I see a lot of wood grain lids. Oh, okay, I remember those. Especially on these like yellow toilets, they used to have like wood grain lids, yeah. Maybe I'll do that.
But is that what ZUCC would want?
Is that what ZUCC would want?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what he looks for in a toilet.
Yeah, but does he, when he thinks of a toilet, do you think he imagines an old-fashioned wood-lidded toilet?
Well, maybe
Maybe
he loads it up from the Facebook Marketplace, and that's the kind of toilet that's available.
I'm gonna go on Facebook Marketplace right now and check what kind of toilets come up there.
If Facebook had a toilet, it would look like this, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Just hold on. I'm gonna check.
It's gonna have like a nasty
type of toilet.
wood texture onto it.
No, most of them are like the really cheap plastic lid ones.
Yeah.
And then there's one where someone made a toilet seat that's custom with pennies.
Ugh.
Yeah. They made like a resin toilet with pennies embedded into it.
Well, okay, I gotta put some wood texture on here now.
There's no wood toilet in here.
Well, he's got a wood toilet, so.
That's factually incorrect.
I don't know if that looks like a wooden toilet. It looks more like the top of an Oreo or something.
It looks like a shit.
Anyway, maybe I'll just not have one.
You mean you're making a bathroom themed scene and you're putting a big brown circle on top of something?
Oh, I don't think the wood's working. It just looks a little too... I might just have to go with the regular. Mark Zuckerberg is probably watching this, attempting to stop you from creating the toilet. My goal with these Zuckerberg animations is to get a cease and desist letter, so that I can go to court, and then we can have a court case over whether or not.
Meet him yourself.
What's that?
Then you can meet the Zuck yourself.
Just want to have like lawyers and stuff vigorously debating the merits of my toilet design and whether or not it constitutes harassment or like creative, I don't know, fair use or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, satire.
Satire, yeah.
At what point is it just like destroying someone's image and not a joke anymore?
I think like when you're a public figure, you can pretty much make cartoons about anything. I mean, Adult Swim does, especially with like Robot Chicken.
Yeah. But it'd be funny if you went forward.
It would be, yeah, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, I'm a great influence, huh? I say that now, but I'd probably have like severe panic attacks before.
Maybe he can like, I don't know. Okay, whatever. Enough of this toilet, I think. This is enough. Too much. Let's put a little bit more detail on the lid here. And the base, I think maybe I'll just do this. I don't like how that looks, so yeah. That looks a little bit better. And this thing down here, maybe I'll make it a slightly different color. Yeah, okay. There, that looks okay. Closed lid makes it too sterile, make it lifted. Okay, okay. See, the great thing about this is I can... Oh no, what happened to my... Shit, there's it. Okay. This button? What? Facebook? No. Shit. Oh, here we go. Show transform controls. That's what I needed. That obviously doesn't have the right perspective to it, and that doesn't make sense because you wouldn't see the top of the toilet. For now, I will just leave it disabled and call it toilet wood. And this one will be something just made a noise. I have to check out what happened there. Salamaticus? Salamaticus? Thank you very much for that, Salamaticus. I have to... It's not showing...
Sweet baby ring!
It's not... What? Hold on. Oh, Sweet Baby Race, okay. Sorry, it took a while to show me that there. Thank you, Salamatis. Alright. Okay, so I got a toilet there. I think I might draw the shadow on the toilet as well because that transform technique I showed you earlier is not going to work with the shape of the bowl, I think. So I'll just do something like this. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Sort of. That's not quite right. It should be more like that, I think. And sharpen up this edge. Okay. There we go. I think that looks all right. Yeah, that looks okay, I guess. Okay, so I got this toilet here. That's one object that he will load up in virtual reality space. Put that in a folder. What else do you think you should load up? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it at that size. Okay. Add an infinity gauntlet, except instead of stones, it's Trojan condom. Okay, well, let me just look up what an infinity gauntlet is, because I need a reference image for that. Let's see. Oh, it's is this thing it? Okay, so is this from?
Hey.
Yeah.
You should open your Discord and put in streamer mode.
Streamer mode.
Yeah, so people know you're actually streaming.
How do you do that?
Step 1, open Discord.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on,
It
guys.
takes 2 seconds. Come on.
All right, hold on. You guys, just give me a second here. I gotta do something I've never done before.
I tried to do it for you, but I can't do it from here.
Okay, what do? I open it up Discord, now what?
Okay, now we see where your username is down there and there's like the gear setting.
Yes.
Go in there.
Okay.
And then click on streamer mode.
Okay.
And then enable it.
Okay, I did that. Now what?
And then just X out of there and leave it open.
What does that do now?
It's gonna make a status that says you're streaming.
Where does it make the status?
In your username on the side.
Oh.
Right now you're just marked as offline.
But it doesn't say I'm streaming.
You will update.
How does it know though? I didn't connect it to anything.
It's connected to your Twitch and your YouTube, isn't it?
I don't know what it's. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. So, Discord is confusing to me.
Did you just close it?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I don't got time for that. I got people to entertain over here. They don't want to look at
I can run your stream.
gearboxes and stuff and clicking.
Yeah, you should give me more permission so I can.
I'm pretty sure you're like full admin, so you can do whatever you want.
No, I'm not full admin of your YouTube account and your Twitch account.
Okay.
Or stream
Well.
elements.
Caroline is getting very feisty in the corner.
It just annoys me.
See, now I lost my chat. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's my fault.
Cow Monster Girl, do you like Black Butler / Kiro Shitsuji? I have not. I don't know what those are. Sorry, I don't know. But I mean,
Old man
if you
naming things that young people know.
if you were to tweet it to me or put it on Twitter, I will check it out. I'm sure. And but I don't know. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So we got a toilet here, and someone was saying I should put that gauntlet on his arm and have it like install condoms, like have condoms on the top. That's a good. I like that idea actually. That's a good one. So. Kind of like a virtual reality glove, but it's got like built-in condoms, because this whole episode is really, it's about him like being inappropriate in VR, so that kind of makes sense. Especially with his nipple things. So let me just timeline. What I'll do is I'll draw it on this arm. It'll be small, but then I'll do a detailed drawing of an arm later. You can see all the details. Bass MB, I feel for your girlfriend. I get so frustrated seeing someone fumble with software or be too lazy to fix something.
Oh my god. I don't even know how much I'm holding myself back.
I mean, I can get into stuff if I really want to, but the thing is that I'm streaming right now, so I can't.
Like, this takes about 10 minutes to set up, and then it's good forever.
Yeah, but
you don't want to spend 10 minutes learning something, so.
Alright, I'm putting a glove on his arm.
Ew, that's his arm?
Yeah, that's the same arms as in the first animation.
Yeah, well, I never seen them in, like, full length. They're gross.
Okay, it looks like an oven mitt right now, but I will add details to it. What color should it be? Like yellow? Now it kind of just looks like a bunch of French fries.
When is the Enterprise episode Keanu Reeves?
If you guys want to get Keanu Reeves on interface,
Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't cost $1 million.
well, it's kind of You can get actors on scale if they'll agree to it, which means it's not that expensive. But I don't think he would do something like that unless he was into the episodes. You have to convince Keanu Reeves, yeah. I wouldn't be able to do that on my own. You guys have somehow get him to watch it and tell him to be on the show. You know, I might actually be able to get some actors on the web series. The problem is that it kind of, like, if they have an agent and stuff, it gets, like, they may want to ask for, like, royalties over, like, a period of time or something. You can do a buyout, but usually with actors, they won't do it, like, relatively cheap unless they're doing someone a favor, you know? Because there's no need to. Keanu Reeves, like, really, if you were to just, like, pay him to do something like this, it would be, like, I don't know, probably like 40 grand or something. He's like a AAA actor, isn't he?
He's basically God right now.
Yeah, right now he is.
He's got God status.
Okay, looks like he's got a safety yellow glove. That doesn't... He's like the Infinity cleaning glove.
What?
The Infinity cleaning glove?
He's like super Mr. Clean.
Okay, that does not look like an Infinity glove, so let me just...
It looks like he stole that from a hazmat suit.
Oh, I see. It's more wide, like a gauntlet at the end.
Yeah, it's a gauntlet. It's not like that.
And it's got a yellow thing. Okay. So if I were to draw it more wide, maybe that would help.
John Wick joins mischief and Henrik, when he finds out Mr. Green is behind his puppy's death.
It's weird that Keanu Reeves kind of like came out of nowhere again. Like, he was kind of missing in action for several years, and then John Wick came out, and now he's blowing up again.
Yeah, he was sad piano.
Okay. So where would the condoms be on this glove? Like, kind of, like around the wrist area, maybe? Let's see, maybe they'd be like... Well, yeah, maybe they'd be like... One would be here. Like jewels. Another one right here. Another one right there. I should look up like a brand so I can kind of mimic the style of them. What do the Trojan ones look like? Are they red? They're blue? Okay, blue. They're like Facebook blue.
Make Henrik's first words piano.
That would be funny. Mischief just... No, Henrik, the first time he said something, it's just Keanu?
Yeah, he's seen them somewhere.
Well, that would be pretty funny, actually.
Yeah,
And they have white text, so just kind of, well, at this resolution you wouldn't really see it, but it'd be like that, maybe. Do different colors like the stones are on the gauntlet. Okay, okay. So I'll have like an orange one maybe, or I'll have a pink one. And a green one maybe. Yeah. And I'll give this gauntlet some kind of, I think it needs like, some kind of like something like that maybe. There we go. Oh, I missed his thumb. Okay, so there we go. That looks alright, I think. A little bit better. Do all the apps and services that Facebook owns. Like a WhatsApp. I might incorporate that later in the animation. Okay, so I got that. Maybe what I should do is have him like move his fingers around when he's talking. Kind of like he'll say something and pause, and then his fingers will just be like. So that might be kind of a funny animated thing to do. So what I'm going to do is save this as. Whoa. Should have drawn him in a leather S&M leotard. Maybe, well, because this is his... let me think about that. He might be able to change his clothes later because he's in VR, right? So he might just, like, switch it into something funny. But for now, I have to animate his thumbs. You know, it'd be funny if his hands kind of like they move in unnatural ways, like if his thumb just fucking goes like over this way for some reason, or. Don Royal, love your stuff, man. I got off Facebook a year ago. Zucchini is definitely a strange one. Zucchini? He's probably he's probably stranger in private than in your videos. Yeah, man. I can't imagine, but okay, so let's see here. So that's one frame. I'm gonna just. This is his glove by itself, so the next frame, I duplicate the frame. I'll draw his thumb being a little bit more this way. Oops. So now sun comes out a little bit. See that? The thing is now that these lines are not thick enough in the middle of this finger separators thing, so gotta make those thicker. Oh, I gotta turn off that grid. I don't like having the grid there. View. Show, maybe? Pixel grid. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, so that's... yeah. And now his next frame, maybe his thumb will be like way over here. And erase this. What time is it there? It's 4:30 a.m. here in Australia. I just got up to poop and stayed up for Umami, and thanks for the shout. Hey, Don Royal. It's 2:42 p.m. in Montreal, so I know you guys are like upside down, and you're having the winter right now, and
upside down.
And the time is inside out. So, is it cold over there in Australia? Like when it's hot here?
The flying cold.
Like, do you guys have winter right now? Like, not winter. Like, it's still called summer over there, isn't it? But it's cold. I don't know, man. I've never been to Australia. I had a friend in the French class that was telling me, who was from Australia, about the amount of times that he would be driving his car and like some gigantic spider would crawl out from underneath the visor while he's on the highway. And so I haven't really wanted to go unless there's a reason. But maybe someday I'll go down to Australia. One. Hey there, Umami. I joined your Discord server recently, and I just wanted to say that your community is awesome and welcoming. Frenchy Furry. Hey man, thank you very much. I have... all the credit really goes to the mods because they've been managing the server pretty much entirely. I go in there once in a while, but I just don't have any time to really check it or do much. I go in once in a while, I just say hello, and but yeah, that would be up to the mods, and I'm very thankful for them. But yeah, it's pretty laid back in there. I mean, we don't really go crazy about. It's just about memes and stuff, and discussing the interface episodes. And okay, so what we got here is my thumb sticking out. Okay. Later do a close-up shot on his face with the details on the headset and his creepiness. Oh yeah, definitely will. I will definitely have a close-up of his VR set and stuff because I got to make that very apparent. That's what he's doing. I might also like have a little like screen on the side of it that kind of tells it like that shows what it's watching or something maybe. Even though I know that's not what they look like. They don't have stuff like that. But, okay. Let's see here. This glove. Yeah, we have winter, but it's generally warm winter during the day a lot of time. Nights are cold, not like you guys. Yeah. Probably don't get, like, feet of snow like in Montreal.
What happens to all the spiders in the winter?
Most of the spiders are harmless, though.
Doesn't matter, they're huge.
Iffy J, hey, do you remember me? Your username does look a little familiar, but it might have been a while. I don't stream very often anymore, so... I mean, I try to do it more often, but last time I did it was a month ago, so... I gotta go see how my brother wants to watch Rick and Morty. Hey, Jim Bento, thank you for hanging out, and see you next time. Someone just did something, and I have to check it, because there was a noise.
You had a pledge.
Oh, Nick M, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Also, for those people subscribing, I don't know why it's not showing your name, but thank you as well. Thanks, Nikin. Okay. Ryan Tomschek, do you speak French? Yes, I speak like kind of basic French. It's not perfect. I wish I could speak it better. I don't have anyone to really speak it with, unfortunately. There's no one here that like natively speaks French. So when I used to work in an office, it would have been a little bit easier for me to pick up on it, but now I just work at home, so. And it's kind of difficult because where I live, people speak English like a lot. It's like mostly it's French and English in Montreal, but like on the street, I feel like a lot of people speak English, especially where I live. And so now this one, I'm gonna have his hands just be like kind of crazy. So I'm just gonna erase these lines. What resolution is this? I'm drawing at 640 by 640 right now, and that's just so that I might scale him down later a bit. He's saying the spiders are harmless, so you can come visit. Don't trust them; they're like basketballs.
Basketballs.
What are the tourism videos like for Australia? They're like, yeah, we got spiders, but like they're just the size of basketballs. Don't have to worry about it too much.
Also, you might get kicked by a kangaroo. It's fine.
And the drop bears, if you go out in the woods, they might just land on your back and like, you know, claw at you and stuff. But don't worry about it.
I don't know what this accent is. It's completely wrong.
Oh, we got these spiders. There's raining from the sky today. It's all right. Like, I think you guys must have like when you watch the weather, there must be like, you know how we got clouds and rain and sun. One day it just says like spiders from the sky, where it like rains spiders.
Spiders floating through the area.
Oh, but anyway, speaking about Australia though, the Big Les show, I already mentioned that, but that is such an excellent web series. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it takes place in Australia. It's about this Australian man, I guess, Les, and his group of weirdos that he hangs out with, and it's really funny. You should look it up if you haven't seen it yet. It's on YouTube. Okay, so let's see here. 3, 4. Okay, so that's what his hand's gonna do. It's gonna look like.
You sound like Steve Irwin on acid.
Steve Irwin on acid.
That's what you aim for.
I've watched The Big Les over a few days, man. I'm so glad you mentioned it. I'm a big fan now. Oh yeah, it's such a funny show. I think there's like this really kind of silly episodes are my favorite. Like the one where they're in a movie theater and they're debating whether or not it's like popcorn or popcoin. And there's another episode where like Nolan is smoking a cigarette or something, and then Big Les is just like, "Do you even exhale?" Like this Nolan guy just like smokes in cigarettes without exhaling. He's like, "Nah, mate, that's fucking stupid. You telling me?" Anyway, you guys can see that stuff. It's just so funny. I can't even do it justice because the voices. Well, they're spazzing out because this is what happens to ZUCC.
They're like extra tiny.
Why does he have 5-year-old hands?
Yeah.
They're gonna freak out like when he's like after he says something, it will just be silent and they'll just move. It's kind of like in the first animation I did of him when he just kind of randomly does that weird smile. Clout sauce. Thanos. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Okay, see here. Alright, let's see how this... I have to put the little orange things at the end. Those orange things are like sensory things for his 3D space, I guess. Let's see there. There we go. The thing though is this little crease in his arm would be shifted, I think, at this point. So I'm gonna and maybe reduce the amount of it in this one. Yeah. I don't really do anything too political in my animations. I just don't, you know, because there's enough of that I find on YouTube, so. You know, I could if I wanted to. I don't know. I usually kind of keep it to technology moguls, I guess, like Zuckerberg here, or people that aren't necessarily politicians, but aren't celebrities really, but people know about them. Okay, so there we go. So there's his hand. I really, yeah, that's kind of funny. So what I'll do is duplicate these frames here, drag them over here, and then reverse them. So now they kind of do that. And what I'll do now is also delete everything else so that, or I don't have to delete it, but I'll just disable it. So when I put this in the Photoshop or Premiere, I can kind of just overlay it and have this be his hand animation. But I should probably also extend out the first frame. Or maybe the last frame, so that I can duplicate those in Premiere. Maybe make this exactly a minute. Okay. So there's his glove. I'm just gonna delete this stuff because what I can do now is just copy, save that as glove, delete this. I'm gonna close it, and I can paste this gloves so I have it as a reference image. I know what it looks like. There. Okay, so far we have drawn a toilet and we have drawn a glove with condoms on them. There's a few people animating with Photoshop. Not too many of them, though. The reason why I like it is because, well, I already pay for Adobe CC, so that's one reason. It's quite expensive. And there's other programs out there that use raster, like drawn raster programs, like rastering. Basically, the difference between raster and Flash is that Flash is done with vectors, and Photoshop can be done with both, I think, but like I just use it for raster drawings, which is, if you're doing pixel art, you have to sort of do it with rastered images. And another reason why is I like using Photoshop is because once I do the animations, I can just import everything in After Effects and Premiere, and I don't have to worry about it not, like, it works natively in the software. So, and it is kind of tricky to get used to, but there's a program called Animator's Toolbar Pro here. It's a plugin, and it makes it really easy for me, or a lot easier. So if anyone's planning on animating Photoshop, get this plugin. There's a free version, and there's also a $26 pro version. I highly recommend that. Pixel tools exist for Flash, but I think it's fake pixel, like vector pixels. Okay. Also, I find that it limits me creatively, that like sometimes I can't do things. So I was having a problem where I couldn't do dissolves because I wanted all the colors that I use to only be the colors in my animations. And a dissolve would basically take an image and it would do this. And like this color purple isn't what, I don't have that over here, right? So what I started doing now is when I want to do dissolves or fade to black or whatever, I manually do them in Photoshop. So I can show you, like you've seen episode 14 probably already, but let's see here if I can find it. Oh shit, I opened up Bridge. God damn it. I don't want Bridge right now. Go away. See, I should be able to find something here in 14. Oh, this is just a drawing I did of the piano player in episode 14, and I decided not to use it. Okay, I'm gonna draw these hands. And where is that? Maybe I might be able to show you this one. Okay, so if you see right here at the end, I got these 5 frames or 6 frames where I manually shifted the colors. So they're still using the colors, my base colors over here. But what it gives is this cool kind of like 8-bit kind of dissolve look to it, you know what I mean? And if I just did a dissolve in Premiere, it'd be kind of flat looking. I find Bridge is actually a little bit useful, but more so if you're like a photographer and you have tons of images. Oh yeah, and the Minute Hour is coming out with a new video soon, and I animated for him like a looping kind of animation that he'll, because his videos are quite long, so it's like a looped sort of thing. But you'll see that if you follow his channel. I think it's coming out next week, possibly, maybe the week after. Let's see if I can show you guys anything else. I'm gonna open up After Effects because I think for today I'm pretty much done animating, because I need a little bit of a break after episode 14. But I want to show you some cool stuff I did in episode 14 that I learned, or I have to clear out my cache, I think. Okay, let's see here. Percy unveiling, ringmaster. Okay, let me just show you one cool thing. You may not notice when you're watching the animation, but his face and this microphone kind of, they have a liquefy effect on them so that they kind of look like 3D. I wish there was a better way I could show you this. Maybe I can... I have to play it back. I don't know if you can see that, but see how one side of the microphone is shrinking while the other side is getting wider? That is done using the liquefy tool, and what it does is it makes it look like it's sort of 3D. It's very subtle. It's like extremely subtle. And same thing with his face, actually. If you look closely, see how kind of like this side of his face kind of looks like it disappears behind? A little, it's just enough. It's like I could have done it more, like a more extreme version of that. I think I actually did it more extreme in the other shot. Let me see here. 29, 27. Oh yeah, this one I think. It's pretty cool. There was a guy that made a YouTube tutorial on how to do it, and I posted it on my Twitter page a couple weeks ago. If you just scroll down, you'll see the link. It's it kind of gives the 2D images like another little bit of dimension. Though it does take a lot of computer resourcing power, and it's kind of pushing my little computer to the max here. See the microphone? See, you can see it a lot better here. It looks more like a 3D kind of thing. Anyway, so that's cool. And I want to show you another thing. The female accordion player. This accordion is basically, let's see, it's multiple different layers of one drawing. Oh yeah, right here. Every layer is the same. It's just a slice of the accordion, but you can animate them in space. It was really kind of tricky to do. There's probably a better way to do this using expressions or something, but I did it manually basically. And but I mean, like, speaking about being efficient, this shot took me, like I was saying earlier, 2.5 days, and it's only on this episode for like 3 or 2 seconds, something like that, so. Anyway. Geck, will you sell the Mischief hoodie again, or was that limited time only? All the things on the store are basically always going to be there, so even though it says it's limited time, it auto-renews, and that's just the way Teespring works. Unfortunately, there's no way I can turn it off, because I get that question a lot, and it just means that the print cycle is ending. And then they're going to start a new print cycle as soon as that ends. That's all it means. So that's that. Whoa, dude, I will write you an expression if you ever need to automate something like that. We'd be happy to help. Can't believe you hand tweet that. Hey man, that'd be awesome. If I have to do something like complicated like that, maybe I'll let you know. Send me an email maybe at info@hexsystem.com, so I have your address. And because I actually did try different plugins, or I tried something called the repeater. I don't know if I still have it. Repeater. Let me just see if I can... Oops. Okay. I don't know where the layers are. Maybe I'll just use some random thing. Okay, I'll just use this for whatever. Oh god, what did I just do? Okay, I'll just repeat this guy, I guess. Okay, so there was a repeater plugin that sort of worked, but it wasn't quite what I needed. And how this works is... I forget how it works actually. Okay. There's like a step that I'm missing that I forgot to do. Oh, I'm not in the wrong layer, I think. Am I supposed to be this one? God damn it. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. Whoa, see that? Okay. So this is sort of how I started it, because I was like, okay, well, maybe I have one layer of the accordion and I'll repeat it and have it scale down. And I forget why I didn't do it, but it didn't really work. Animating it, it would be like, let's see, scale, rotation, and then over this point it would be like, I don't know, like it would rotate down. So there's a bug in After Effects on the Mac where the background does not render properly if it's transparent. So I have to always do this. It's really annoying. But okay, so whoa, okay, this is only like 3 frames long. That's why you guys get the idea, though. What I was showing you there, it kind of spins out like that. Anyways, I couldn't get it to work properly, so I did it manually. But I think you can parent onion layer or repeater layers so they follow the motion of the original parent. Yeah, there was something I did, and I don't know. There was another way, there was another thing I had to do it with the repeater plugin. The intro shot of episode 14, where it goes inside the stomach. I tried doing something similar as well, but I couldn't, I wanted it to look more organic and kind of have it like snake around. And I couldn't really do that using the repeater plugin. So what I did was, I basically just made a bunch of layers in 3D and then like animated the camera, if you can see that, sort of. Let me see here. Scale out. Sorry, it just kind of it takes a while to load on my computer here. Oh Jesus, you get that? You get the idea, right? It was like a 3D kind of thing, 3D layers. So that worked all right, and then I put some effects on top. So. So that, okay, I'm kind of like, I think I'm pretty much done for today, because, I don't know. Hold on a sec here. Oh, computer. Yeah, so one more thing, guys, before I leave. I don't know why the link didn't work out correctly, but I'm going to post a link here. If you guys are interested in buying these CDs that I made, they're limited edition. Basically, once they sell out, I'm not going to be making any more. But these are the gatefold CDs that I made, and you can get them on Bandcamp now. I'm at Teespring right now for 25% off. The code is on my community page and stuff, and these things are pretty nice. Like they get these images here, and yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. Again, I'm gonna be working on the Zuckerberg animation for the next little while, and yes. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping in and talking to me. I've really appreciated it. Thank you, everyone who has super chatted me. Until next time, I'm gonna try to stream a little bit more often. Might do one more before I go on a little summer break, but yeah. Bye.